Have you ever wondered if some habits you've carried for years are quietly draining your energy, your happiness, or even your health? As we age, especially after 70, it becomes more important than ever to live with clarity, purpose, and strength. Yet certain old behaviors may be holding you back from the joyful, independent, and vibrant life you still deserve. In today's video, we'll explore 7 critical things you must stop doing right now to reclaim your senior health, boost your emotional well-being, and truly embrace the beauty of aging gracefully. These aren't just ideas, they're life-changing steps that can help you rediscover your independence, deepen your connections, and experience real happiness every day. If you're in your senior years, know this: your best days are not behind you. They're ahead, waiting for you to reach out and live them fully. We'll walk through each step gently, with understanding, but also with the firm belief that it's never too late to rewrite your story. So, if you care about living a better, more vibrant life after 70, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more empowering tips on senior living, healthy habits, emotional strength, and aging well. Let's get started. Number 1. Stop accepting everything without questioning. Have you ever felt that staying quiet was easier than speaking your mind, especially now in your senior years? Maybe you nodded along to something you disagreed with, just to avoid stirring the waters. It's a feeling many seniors know all too well. Over time, we get told, sometimes silently, that keeping peace means keeping silent. But what if that silence is slowly eroding your self-worth and stealing away the powerful wisdom you've spent a lifetime building? Imagine sitting at a family dinner, smiling politely while someone talks over you or makes decisions on your behalf. It seems small at the moment, doesn't it? You think, it's not worth the fuss. Yet each time you swallow your true feelings, each time you agree when your heart is saying no, a small piece of your independence fades away. Let me tell you about Mr. Harris. He's 76, a retired high school principal, and for years after retirement he found himself going along with plans he didn't enjoy, accepting opinions that weren't his own, just to keep harmony within his family. Over time, he felt invisible, like his thoughts no longer mattered. The more he stayed silent, the more disconnected he became, not just from his family, but from himself. If you don't stop accepting everything without questioning, the cost is much heavier than just a few moments of discomfort. You risk losing your voice, your confidence, and ultimately, the sense that your life belongs to you. Your wisdom, sharpened by years of experience, deserves to be heard, not tucked away quietly. When you abandon your right to speak, you let others write the story of your senior years, and that story may not reflect the true you. The good news is that change begins with a single choice. Start small. When you disagree, let yourself say it calmly. When something doesn't feel right, question it gently but firmly. Trust that your insight matters deeply, especially now when the world needs more seasoned voices filled with experience, discernment, and strength. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to comment one below. Share your experiences, your reflections, or simply your voice. We are listening, and your story matters more than you know. Number 2. Stop isolating yourself socially. As we move through the later seasons of life, it can feel easier to retreat into our own little world. After all, the noise, the busyness, the endless small talk might seem overwhelming. Maybe you tell yourself, "I've earned my peace and quiet," and you're right, you have. But there's a thin line between peaceful solitude and harmful isolation. Have you ever spent an entire week without speaking to anyone beyond a quick hello at the grocery store? Did you feel that faint, lingering sense of emptiness afterward, the quiet ache that no television show or hobby could fully fill? Fared so common, and yet so rarely talked about. I once knew a woman named Mrs. Levine. She was 81, vibrant and sharp-minded, but after her husband passed and her children moved across the country, she slowly stopped attending church events, book clubs, and even casual lunches with neighbors. She said it was just too much effort. Over time, her bright spirit dulled. Without regular conversation, her memory began slipping faster. Without laughter, her days lost color. It wasn't sadness all at once. It was a slow erosion, like a shoreline disappearing grain by grain. If we do not step forward and reconnect, the cost is deeper than mere boredom. Prolonged isolation can lead to depression, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. It strips away not just joy, but health, piece by piece. The human heart, much like the human body, needs nourishment, and that nourishment often comes through human connection. Sharing a laugh, exchanging a story, even hearing someone say, "I'm glad you're here," can reignite parts of you that you thought had dimmed forever. You don't have to jump back into a noisy crowd to reclaim this. Start small. Reach out to one old friend. Attend one casual gathering. Say yes to one coffee invitation. Even joining a virtual group or making a phone call can nourish your emotional well-being. Staying socially connected is not about being busy. It's about staying alive, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If you feel this truth stirring inside you, take a moment to comment 2 below. Let us know how you're staying connected, or share your hopes for reconnecting. Your words may inspire someone else to take that first brave step too. Number 3, stop neglecting your physical health. There is a quiet voice that sometimes speaks in our later years, whispering that it's too late to change anything now. You feel the stiffness in your joints, the fatigue after a short walk, and you wonder if it's even worth trying. Maybe you tell yourself, "My body's too old to matter now," and for a while that belief seems safe. But deep down, you know it's not the full truth. Have you ever caught yourself sitting longer and longer in the same chair, convincing yourself that movement is a younger person's game? Have you noticed how quickly energy fades when effort disappears? I remember a gentleman from our town named Mr. Walters. At 74, after 2 knee surgeries, he believed his active days were over. He stopped walking to the mailbox. He stopped stretching every morning like he used to. Within a year, he gained weight. His balance weakened and simple. Tasks like grocery shopping felt overwhelming. It wasn't the surgeries that took away his vitality. It was the slow surrender to inactivity. Neglecting your physical health is a dangerous kind of loss because it happens quietly. One day you are moving slowly, the next you are barely moving at all. Ignoring small aches, refusing simple exercise, or dismissing nutrition as too late to matter leads to greater weakness, more hospital visits, and a shrinking circle of independence. Without action, you risk not just losing strength but losing freedom itself. Yet the truth remains. It's never too late to begin. Start with a few minutes of walking each day. Choose a colorful plate of fresh vegetables, fill a water bottle, and sip steadily. Book that checkup you've been putting off. Every small step is a statement. My life still matters, my body still deserves care. Strength, energy, and resilience are not reserved for the young. They belong to the committed at any age. If you feel a spark of determination stirring within you, please comment 3 below. Share how you plan to honor your body today or tomorrow. Your words might be the very encouragement someone else needs to take their first step toward vibrant senior health. Number 4, stop living in the past. There's a strange comfort in looking back. When life feels slower, when the noise of the world changes around you, it's tempting to retreat into memories of when things seemed simpler, fuller, brighter. Maybe you found yourself reminiscing about your younger days, about old friends, old love, old places. And while those memories are treasures, have you ever felt trapped by them, as if the best parts of your life have already passed? Does thinking about what was once wonderful sometimes leave a hollow ache in the present? There's a gentleman I know named Mr. Phillips. At 79, he often talked about the summers he spent fishing with his brothers, the dance nights at the old town hall, the neighborhood gatherings that filled every weekend. Slowly, he stopped trying new things. He would say, "Those were the good days," as if nothing good could ever happen again. Over time, Mr. Phillips became disconnected from today. The world around him kept changing, offering new joys and friendships, but he no longer reached for them. His spirit grew quieter, not from age, but from living in a time that no longer existed. When you live mostly in the past, you risk missing the vibrant, precious beauty of today. opportunities for laughter, connection and discovery. These things are not limited by age. They exist now, waiting patiently for you to notice. Remaining. Anchored in memory blinds you to the potential still around you. Sad shrinks your world and convinces you that life has less to offer, when in truth it still holds countless gifts in its hands. Yet here's the hope. You can honor the past without being trapped by it. Start today by noticing something beautiful. In your current world, a smile from a stranger, the flavor of your morning coffee, the gentle way the afternoon sun warms your hands. Try something you've never tried before, even if it's as simple as reading a new book or visiting a new park. The present moment is yours to live, not just to observe from afar. If this speaks to you, please comment 4 below, share a small joy you found today or a hope you have for tomorrow. Your story could inspire another heart to step forward into life again. Number 5. Stop sacrificing your happiness for others. There's a deep, noble instinct that so many seniors carry, the desire to put others first. It's woven into decades of being a parent, a spouse, a caregiver, a friend. Maybe you too have lived much of your life making sure everyone else had what they needed before you even considered yourself. And maybe you've told yourself, this is just who I am. But have you ever paused and wondered at what cost? How many quiet dreams were shelved? How many simple joys are postponed indefinitely? I remember Mrs. Dalton, a bright soul in her mid-70s, who spent most of her days caring for her adult children's needs, watching her grandchildren, and volunteering at every event. Her calendar was full, but her heart was growing emptier by the month. When asked about her hobbies, her passions, her personal joys, she would smile politely and say, "Maybe someday." That someday kept slipping further away, and so did the vibrant, curious woman she once was. If you continue to sacrifice your happiness endlessly, the world around you will take and take until there's nothing left to give. The painful truth is that others, even those who love you deeply, may get used to your selflessness without realizing the burden it places on your spirit. You may find yourself worn down, invisible, and wondering when your turn to truly live will come. The answer is simple: it must come now. Choosing your happiness is not selfish, it is vital. When you honor your own needs, when you protect your own joy, you set an example of healthy love, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. Your fulfillment radiates outward, nurturing every relationship you hold dear. Start by identifying one thing that brings you true happiness: gardening, painting, traveling, singing, and give yourself permission to embrace it. Set small boundaries where needed. Say yes to yourself a little more often. If you feel these words speak to you, I invite you to comment 5 below. Tell us one thing you've been longing to do for yourself. Your courage to prioritize your happiness may be the spark someone else needs to reclaim theirs too. Number 6. Stop ignoring your physical and emotional limits. As we grow older, there's a quiet pressure that sometimes sneaks in. The pressure to prove that we're still strong, still capable, still the same person we were years ago. Maybe you've felt it too. Maybe you've lifted something too heavy, pushed through a painful day, or stayed silent about your struggles because you didn't want to seem weak. But let me ask you, what are you really protecting by pretending everything is fine? Have you ever ended a day more exhausted, more worn, simply because you couldn't bring yourself to say, "I need help"? There's a man I once knew named Mr. Andrews. At 82, he was fiercely independent, proud of handling everything himself. One winter, he tried to shovel snow from his driveway alone, ignoring the warning aches in his back. That decision led to a serious fall and months of painful recovery. Mr. Andrews didn't lose his strength because he accepted help. He lost it because he refused to honor his limits. Ignoring your physical and emotional boundaries is not an act of resilience. It's an invitation for injury, isolation, and long-term loss. Your body has served you faithfully for decades. Your heart has carried countless joys and burdens. It is not a weakness to acknowledge when rest is needed. It is wisdom. Every time you push beyond what you can safely do, you are risking more than a pulled muscle or a tired afternoon. You are risking your independence, your vitality, and the precious moments you still have to enjoy. The beautiful truth is this: adjusting to your limits is not giving up on life, it's choosing to live smarter, with dignity and foresight. Listen to your body's signals. Pace yourself without guilt. Ask for a hand when the load feels heavy. You will not lose your strength by honoring your limits. You will protect it. If this truth resonates with you, please comment 6 below. Share a moment when you realize the power of listening to your body or setting a boundary. Your experience might remind someone else that true strength lies not in how much we endure, but in how wisely we care for ourselves. Number 7. Stop avoiding intimacy and sexual relationships. There's a quiet myth that floats around society, whispering that intimacy no longer belongs to those in their senior years. Maybe you've heard it too. Maybe you've even believed it for a while. It's easy to think that love, closeness, and desire are reserved for the young, but have you ever paused and asked yourself, why should a number define the human need for connection? Have you ever missed the feeling of a warm touch, a shared glance, a private laugh with someone who truly sees you? I once met Mrs. Grant, a lovely woman of 77, who confessed during a community gathering that she had quietly closed the door on intimacy years ago after losing her husband. She believed that chapter of her life was simply over, yet her eyes softened when she spoke about how much she missed simple things, the comfort of a hand in hers, the joy of sharing a secret joke. It wasn't about grand romance or youthful passion. It was about connection, tenderness, and feeling alive. Avoiding intimacy robs you of one of life's richest sources of emotional health and vitality. It can slowly isolate you emotionally, even when surrounded by people. It can shrink your world into routine and numbness, making each day feel a little less colorful, a little less hopeful. Your spirit needs closeness just as much as your body needs movement and nourishment. And when that need is ignored, loneliness creeps in, not just physically, but deep into the heart. But here's the truth that many forget. Intimacy evolves. With age, it becomes deeper, more meaningful, rooted in trust, kindness, and shared understanding. It's not about proving anything. It's about sharing life in ways that feed your soul. Whether it's rekindling romance with a longtime partner, opening your heart to someone new, or simply allowing yourself to feel connected again, you have every right to embrace this beautiful part of life. If this message touches something inside you, please comment 7 below. Share your thoughts about love, closeness, or connection. Your openness might remind another senior that they too are never too old to love, to be loved, and to feel fully alive. Conclusion as we reach the later chapters of life. It's easy to believe that change is no longer possible. Yet today we've uncovered 7 powerful habits that, if left unchecked, can quietly steal our joy, strength, and connection. Breaking free from them is not about chasing youth. It's about honoring the vibrant life that still exists within you. It's about protecting your senior health, strengthening your emotional well-being, and living with the deep independence you've earned. Remember, aging gracefully doesn't happen by chance. It happens by making small but powerful choices each day. It happens when you reclaim your voice, nourish your body, stay connected with others, and allow love, in all its beautiful forms, to remain part of your story. You are not finished growing. You are not finished living. Every sunrise you see is another invitation to deepen your happiness, to rediscover your vitality, and to choose yourself without hesitation. If any of these lessons spoke to you today, I would love to hear your story. Please share your thoughts, reflections, or personal experiences in the comments below. Your journey could inspire someone else who needs a reminder that life after 70 can be richer, freer, and more meaningful than ever before. Thank you for being here. Your best days are still ahead.